to be rolling and cooking with a little bit more gas today. Let's talk picks. Yesterday, Andrew Vaughn, William Contreras, both in the Milwaukee game, hit home runs. Addison Barger for Toronto and Lennon Sosa for the Sox. We need to dwell on this Colorado Rockies game because all you can do is shake your head. All you can do is giggle. Chuckle. It's more of a chuckle. I said Cruz, he hit. I said McCutchen, he hit. I said Goodman, he hit. I even like the guy warming Bernabel, he hit. I said Britton Doyle looks good too, he hit. I said I think the Colorado Rockies on the money line have some value. They were down 9-1 in the first inning, come back from 9-1 to win 17-16. Buddy, I read that game like a picture book. I read that game like it was Cat in the Hat. And you know who I picked for my official play? Tovar. You know who's the one guy that didn't go long? Tovar. I went 5 of 6 in place. I gave you 6 names for guys to hit home runs. 5 of them hit home runs. And I played officially the one guy who didn't. Last night, I'm going to just start following your leans, champ. They hit every day. I skip to the official plays. So, you know, I when I make official plays, guys, I am guessing as much as you guys are guessing. I like this. This looks good. I mean, have mercy. I could also change the lights up here. We could go with more of like a blue tint. We can go red. Maybe we go red for sort of this, disgusting whatever it was yesterday with the Rockies. No, I don't like that red. We can lighten it up with a little yellow. We can go some green on green action. I kind of like that, how that blue and purple looked. Bottom line is this, guys. We may take a second and just do the leans, and I'll let you come to the conclusions because my official plays don't mean anything. I don't have any sort of secret sauce to put these guys together. We talk about it all the time. It's hard to put these guys together. Look at this. This was yesterday. This is how we recorded yesterday. Granted, I hadn't had a shower, and I have today. This is how it looked yesterday. I mean, what are... Gentlemen, I'm fired up today. What are we doing? Let's get going. We're going to put this on hold. We're flat out putting these daily challenges on hold. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving out official plays. We're just going with leans, and we'll make it happen. If you want to sign up for Novig, get some good odds, you can do so. At 25 signups, we'll give away some money. Okay, game in Tampa Bay. Blake Snell is back since April. First game since April. And hard to know what to expect. I think Yandy Diaz and Junior Caminero are the only guys who match up well against Blake Snell, and maybe that's even giving them some more credit than they deserve. Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani on the other side of the ball for LA. Overall, Weather Park looks good. Pitching is a little bit unsure. I'm giving it a yellow just because I think you're going to get 2 to 3 home runs in this one. There is some optimism, but Blake Snell does make me nervous. So just take that for what it's worth. Game in Chicago, another weather situation. Wind is blowing in with high pressure. If you want to look anywhere in this game, I think you have to go to left-handed batters on the Cubs. Michael Busch stands out. And now I'm just now realizing that I didn't put the odds in the book on any of these. I was so excited to show you guys this. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. To show you guys that I forgot to put in all the odds. If you go to bebetter.com, you can get all the odds for free. You don't have to pay for anything, and it shows them all. So make sure if you're tailing any of these, you do that. I apologize. I won't make a habit of it. In Toronto, Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, Ty France just came over from Minnesota, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Here we go. Game in Colorado. Paul Skeens is pitching, which does make me a little bit nervous. And that is why you see the Rockies as red. Certainly less optimistic yesterday. I said this is night and day. In other words, yesterday I was all over the Rockies, all over the Rockies bats. We went 3-4 on Rockies bats. Today, not so much. Mickey Moniak, if I had to pick anybody, he's the only guy that kind of looks reasonable. Other side, Pittsburgh, though, against Austin Gomber, looks fantastic. I would take any right-handed batter for this team. Nick Gonzalez, Andrew McCutchen are my official leans, but again, right-handed batters are fine. Pittsburgh's minus 220. That's a lot of juice to pay on MLB. I get that. I'm fine with paying that. I look at these two lineups, and I think Pittsburgh should be closer to the 300 range. Just a thing I'm feeling. Not an official play, not anything. Just kind of a read I have. Game in Washington, Yelich Vaughn, Josh Bell, and Luis Garcia. This is about as medium gets. Game in Philly. This is kind of the bloodbath area right here. This middle of the afternoon games are a little bit rough. Game in Philly has not been lending itself to the home run as much as we are used to for this park. Skubal's pitching, so I don't, Schwarber and Bryce Harper are typically the guys who are going to hit for the Phillies. They're facing lefties. We have looked at Schwarber's reverse splits, and he does hit lefties well, but I'm just staying away from Skubal. Kerry Carpenter is the only play I have in this game for Detroit. Game in Boston, it's another ugly one. I don't think you see too many home runs in this one. Alex Bregman and Trevor Story are my leans, but I will most likely not be playing them in any way. Same thing for the game in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez and Kyle Manzardo do look good, but wind 12 mile an hour blowing in, I'm staying away. Game in New York, Devers, Soto, and Nimmo. There are some options here. Of all the games we've talked about so far on this page, I think this one is my favorite, although I am not too optimistic. I don't love it. Game in Seattle, I've given Seattle green. Now, Merrill Kelly is pitching for Texas. Merrill Kelly just came over from Arizona, and Seattle looks to be lining up quite well against him. Not only in Naylor and Suarez, whom I have suggested. Is my mic working? I'm a little bit nervous that my mic's not working because I switched mics yesterday. Okay, it is. That would have been horrible. I was doing something with my portable mic yesterday, and so I had switched to that, and I thought it was still recording from that. Oh, that would have been awful. Because this is a good video. We're crushing it. Point is, I'm going with two Arizona guys, Naylor and Suarez, against their former teammate in Merrill Kelly. We're going to say that the batting practice that they've had against Merrill Kelly, the familiarity they have with him, we're going to reap the benefits of that. And we're going to go the Arizona versus Arizona in a game where Arizona's not even playing. Other side of the ball, Corey Seager and Josh Smith. I get that I've played them quite a bit, but they just consistently match up the best against the opposing pitchers. Wyatt Langford didn't look bad either. Now, before we finish this slate out, I do have to make a comment about Mike G, baby. He said, I wish I could charge people $10 a month to be my friend. Look, Mike, the beauty of this capitalistic country in which we live, you can. If you got something to offer, you got reasons that people may want to pay $10 to be your friend, you can. It's no different than a sorority or a fraternity, right? People used to say that in college. Oh, you got to pay for your friends. I'm cheaper than the Delta Phi Gammas, right? $10 a month. Now, here is my stance, and this is all I'm going to say. There are people out there on the internet who are charging certainly more money for nothing more than a glorified friend. They don't have an edge. They're just clicking buttons, making parlays like I am. And they're hoping for the best. And when they hit, they victory lap. You don't see me doing that. How do you know I didn't hit a bet last night? I'm not going to use FOMO to get people to come in here. All right? For all you know, the Discord, the Patreon last night crushed it. Maybe we had Warming Barbell. Maybe we had the Contreras brothers and a brothers parlay. You don't know, right? And I'm not going to oh, you guys got to join the Discord, join the Patreon because we're hitting bets in there. It's not my style. So if you got to, so this may have been somewhat of an insult, right? But I'm taking it as a compliment. There are worse things I could be doing. I'm offering the opportunity to join, to hang out, to talk bets, talk sports, talk life, and be in a fantasy league specifically for this one, and maybe make a few bucks because I will have prizes. Yesterday I said if 4 people joined, I'd give out $25 to people. We had 3 people joined. That's the truth. Okay, I can't make it up. So if we get 2 more today, I'll give out $25. We'll say 5 in 2 days is pretty good. So 2 more joiners today, we'll give out $25 over there in the Patreon. Last games of the night, we got Miami. It's not great, and it's so not great that I didn't even pick anybody. Nothing, not even a lean. Game in Cincinnati is not in Cincinnati. It's actually in Bristol, Tennessee, at the Speedway. I don't know what they're doing. I didn't research this. It looks like they built a baseball stadium in the middle of the racetrack, Speedway Classic. So just looking at the dimensions, it looks pretty good. Short walls, small walls, standardized outfield, a little bit higher altitude because we are in Tennessee, so that's going to help with the ball flight. It's a good spot. It's a good spot today. Again, so I'm okay with it. Profar, Olsen, Ellie De La Cruz, and Jake Fraley. New stadium looks fine. Okay, here we go. Finally, we get to some places we can bet some home runs. These two games are my favorite of the night, and probably, I hope, for good reason. Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte for Arizona, but then Oakland, my goodness, against Zach Gallen. Something's in the water. The gallon of water, if you will. He doesn't look good today at all. The lineup against for Oakland against him is brutal for him. Kurtz, Rooker are my official leans, but Butler, Langolier, Soderstrom, Urias, all of them look tremendous. I mean, that's 6 people. That's half the lineup. If you got Ballpark Pal, go look. If you use any of the other tools, go look. It's brutal out there for Zach Gallen. I don't know what Oakland is on the money line. I don't know if they're the dog, if they're the favorite. I didn't look at that, but I like Oakland to be productive today. We'll just leave it at that. Game in LA also looks good on both sides of the ball. I think you can go either which way. Colson Montgomery's been very hot. Hit a few the last week, kind of popped up out of nowhere. I don't think this team should have traded Andrew Vaughn, but if that allowed Colson Montgomery to come into the fold and be as productive as he's being, maybe it's all comes out in the wash. Mike Talkman, but I also like Benintendi, Lennon Sosa, and Miguel Vargas again. Against Kyle Hendricks, all 5 of these players look good. Nito and Adele. So, if you're kind of on the edge about if you're going to bet, if you're not going to bet, maybe you got a promo that you want to use and you aren't sure, I'd focus right here, guys. I mean, this is the safest spot to make some bets. I know I don't have prices. They probably reflect this a little bit, but it's the best spot. Lastly, San Diego, Burleson, Gorman, and Merrill. That's what we got for you today.